Peace, greetings, everybody. Welcome to the WomenOpreneur online series. It's a global visibility program for amazing women across the world. It's all about spilling that secret and having time out women with women entrepreneurs. Today we have with us Ms. Sameena Azeez. Welcome.
Thank you. Hi, everyone.
Hello.
Thank you. So glad to be here.
Yes, thank you so much for joining us. We're going to have a very amazing time for the next 20 to 30 minutes, just chatting with this woman who has got much to give us today. And Sameena Azeez, she is from US, Pennsylvania. She'll be sharing much about that for us today. She is the CEO of MOA LLC, an independent business consulting firm for businesses and startups, offering business analysis and recommendations to run their daily operations effectively and easily. I just love that. A global humanitarian. My heart just expands when I say that because I love people with a big heart. Her engagement, community engagement, has resulted in her becoming the co-founder of Unstoppable Dawah, a non-profit organization which focuses on feeding and clothing the homeless throughout the city. She is also a member of several interfaith groups, including Sisterhood of Islam, Salam Shalom. She also volunteers with Zakat Foundation, Dawah, to bring much needed food and supplies to the residents of Philadelphia. So welcome, Madam Sameena. It's really wonderful to have you with us and share your heart with our audience.
Thank you so much for having me here, Azeeza. I'm so glad to be part of the GoGLOBAL community today.
Thank you so much. And we'd love to have you share with us where you are from, or rather, what do you like about where you are from right now? Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so currently I actually am in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, right outside of Philadelphia. I live about 5 minutes away from it. And Philadelphia itself is a very, very big city. It is it is a diverse city, and I love that it's a diverse city. It has mosque, it has synagogues, it has churches, it has people of all color, faiths, and nationalities, and this is what I love about it. I love being here. Whenever I travel, I love to just run back to Philly because this is home.
Right. Sounds amazing. And where are you originally from? I'd love to know that.
Yeah, so I'm originally from India. I was born in India. I was there. I was raised there until in my preteens, around 12, and then we moved to America and it was just me and my parents at the time. Yeah.
All of you. Wow, fantastic. So you've been there for a long time.
Yeah, been so we were in New York for a number of years, but mostly
New York.
Yeah, but mostly in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania for high school and college.
Right.
Yeah.
Very few people moved into that region, actually, right?
Yeah, I think initially a lot of, and this is probably not happening anymore, but immigrants used to come straight into New York. They would come into New York or Los Angeles, right, California, and they would spread out afterwards. But in this region, when we first came, it was hard to find people who were in. Yeah, but later on, now it's a really big, thriving Indian community and Pakistani community, as well as Asian Americans. Yeah.
Nice, fantastic. It's really interesting to know about that space. And so tell us a little bit on your journey, because you are now in this organization, your business, and but you also have a nonprofit that you work with. Tell us a little bit on how this came about. Which came about first, the nonprofit or the business? How does it work?
So actually, the nonprofit came first. So the nonprofit came about 5 years ago, and it was a brainchild of myself and a beautiful sister named Salima Hawthorne. And so her and I, in Ramadan, which is coming up, by the way. So in a month of Ramadan, we were having iftar we were breaking fast together in a mosque in Philadelphia. And I came up to her and I said to her, I have some things to give. I don't know how to go about doing that. And she said, oh, well, I have a community that I give to, come and do it with me. And I said, okay, sure, let's get started. So we started just passing out clothes and food. And then we said, oh, there are so many charities around us. There are churches and there are mosques that need help. Let's just volunteer with them. And let's tell them what we need to do, what the people need. Because we were on the ground talking to people, the homeless community, talking to talking to people in need. Even some weren't homeless, some were just at home, but needed help. They were down and out, down on their luck. But with mosque and with charities and with churches, what happens is there are limits. They can only
Yes.
start once a month, once a year, once every other week, and we didn't want that. We wanted to do it daily. We wanted to do it as much as we can. Even if it's not daily, as much, because I have a job and Salima runs a business as well. She runs a daycare. So and they limited, they tied our hands, and we said we didn't want this. So we said, what do? We sat down, we thought about it. We said, let's just start our own thing. Let's do our own thing. Let's start our own organization. And she said, what should we name it? And it just came out of nowhere. And we were like, let's call it Unstoppable Dawah. That's what we are. We're unstoppable. Nobody can stop us. And that's
really unstoppable. So you have this nonprofit for 5 years, and moving forward, now you say you have set up a business. So how does that work?
So the business, so I have a full-time job. And so the business actually just came around not so long ago. It's, I think it's because of the pandemic, sitting at home, and when people started losing their jobs, or when people started creating their companies and things like that, they reached out to me for help. And they said, okay, I lost my 9-to-5 job, but I'm going to start my own company. That's what they would say. But they said, I don't know what to do. I don't know what the first thing is about starting a company, but I can sew really well. I can cook really well. Whatever they needed to do, right? There's a lady who wanted to do landscape. She wanted to go into people's gardens and plant and plants and just plant things, plant food and things like that. And so I would give her advice, and then she was like, well, why don't you just do this? Like, why don't you just charge for it? And I'm like, well, I don't know. I'm like, I don't really want to charge. She's like, you spend 3 hours with me. Imagine if you spend 3 hours with every startup out there and help them just get online or market, just whatever, or just understand the paperwork. There's so much paperwork involved just to get started. And if you can just help someone do that and make some money from it, you solve your problems and you solve their problem too. So I was like, that's a good idea. That's where it started. Yeah.
Fantastic. And you spoke about the business as an important element for you to take care of your nonprofit.
Yeah. So that was another thing, right? So our nonprofit is run currently mostly from Salima's pocket or my pocket. So we run it from our own. Yeah. So we just use our own funds. We don't get funds. If there are charities that would donate, sometimes they donate food to us, and we just take the food to whoever needs it. There are charities that'll donate, and and we thank them. We are really grateful for that. But so whatever money that I would make from this company, we decided we'll donate a percentage of this to Unstoppable Dawah. We'll use this money to bring warm food, warm blankets, jackets, whatever is needed for our community who needs help. So I do this. Salima does this as well. She runs the daycare. She takes a percentage from her daycare. She puts it right back into Unstoppable Dawah to keep the charity going.
Wow, that's so important, because at the end of the day, it is, if we create something and it's our passion, we want to fund it just like anybody. You have kids, you want to take care of them. So just like that, what you have done is really putting into perspective that you have created a nonprofit and you want to make sure that it's funded and in a flowing way, not just waiting for handouts or other people for the support for them. That is actually something that we're talking a lot about, creating impact investing. So you are creating an impact using a nonprofit, and you have a business entity that is, all about funding it, and you would want to thrive in the business entity so that your work can go big and wide and more. That's
That's
really inspiring.
Yeah, I'm saying that's exactly correct. Because we want to just continue to, I mean, it's been going on for 5 years, and we said how do we scale it up? How do we make it where it's not just that everybody that asks us, that everybody that approaches us for something, we're able to comply with that request.
Mhm.
So we don't, and now with the pandemic, what happened was people weren't able to get out of their house. So
Right.
how do we get the food to them? How do we get the clothes to them? How do we get, even it's just pantry food? Sometimes they didn't need a lot of help. Sometimes they just needed like a little bit help, just a little bit more. So how do we get it to them? And all of that costs money, which we don't have. So this is where we said, okay, let's, you have a business. I started this business. Let's take whatever funds we can get from here, put it back into the charity and keep it going, keep it sustainable.
That's right. So important. And tell us a little bit about what challenges you faced right now, in terms of growing the charity, or in life. What have been some of the challenges that you feel like one or two of them that you have overcome, or you kind of got your strength to progress from, like a breakthrough?
Yeah, so a breakthrough. I mean, there have been so many. That's why I'm like trying to see which one is the best to share. Um, so as far as there's a lot of naysayers, right? So every time you start on a new project or something, there's a lot of naysayers. People are always saying, "Excuse me, I'm going to just drink some water."
Sure.
Hmm. Sorry about that. Yeah, so um, it's it's turning them off, because that's what happened to Salim and I both. People would say they would do something, and we would get excited. They said we're going to help you. We're going to give you money. We're going to give you food. We're going to give, and then when the time came, they would back out. And so we said, we said, okay, we're getting. Excuse me.
Yeah, I think you better clear your throat.
I had a little cold for a few days. Yeah. So Salima and I, what we did was we said, okay, we're going to continue whatever we promised people that we're going to deliver. And how do we do that? So we didn't overpromise. So that's one thing. What we did was we didn't overpromise, and we did not over accept the help. So if somebody said we're going to give you $1,000, we're like, okay, all right, we'll see when we get there. But in the meantime, when people asked us for help, we said, okay, this is how much we can give for right now. Until we'll just give from what we have. We're not going to rely on the $1,000 that they promised us. And because there were many times when the time came, we didn't receive the help. So that was one thing that we overcame, where we started to just rely on ourselves and not others. And that's how we started this charity anyway. We started it because we wanted to rely on us to get the help to the needy. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Very nice. And what is it that you feel that women are facing right now? And since you're also consulting women on the day-to-day activities on business, what are some of the situations that women face, that they come to you, that they are having, and how do you support them overcome?
I think for a lot of women that are starting out, I think the one thing that they are missing is they don't have a mentor. I think that's the biggest uh, problem or mistake that they make. And there are a million entrepreneurial basic courses online you can take. And that's fine. And those are not, none of those are bad. You can definitely take them. But just having a live person to talk to and bounce ideas off one another, and to someone who's already done this, and they don't have any special, like they're not vested, they're vested in you, but not because they're going to profit from you.
Mm.
So that's what you need. I think that's one thing. That's the one thing that I get a lot from women nowadays, asking questions and things like that. I always tell them, get a mentor. Even if it's online, it's fine. It could be somebody living in Australia, like I'm in the US. It could be somebody in Singapore
Yeah.
who established her business from the ground up. So find her and use her and ask her questions. And there are so many women entrepreneurs who are successful, who are willing and able to help, who are saying, yeah, I don't want your money because I have money. I don't want
Yeah.
anything, and the only thing, yeah, I want to do is give back, and that was my goal always, is to just give back.
Mm.
So yeah,
Fantastic. And it is getting a mentor is key. And actually, being an entrepreneur, it kind of expands us to allow to be supported. Because at every stage we are growing, there is different needs and different requirements, different strengths that maybe we need to grow into or
yeah,
seek support from. So if we're going to try to do everything by ourselves, I think we are in for some real challenge.
yeah, exactly. No,
Yes.
ask for help when it's needed. Look it up. There, I mean, Google has many suggestions, but I think it's really important to ask other women who are successful,
That's right.
for help. And each stage is a different stage. The beginning stage is the hardest sometimes, but then sometimes when you scale up and when you have 1,000 orders, if you're selling a product, or if you're doing a service, you have many people asking for your help, and you cannot manage your schedule. So yeah, definitely.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for that insights. And I would love you to share with us, most importantly, women who watch this series, they are either women in business. We love to call womenopreneurs women in conscious business. And some of them are looking at growing their business up, not just growing their business, starting a new business. So those are the people who always watch this show. So give us some of your insights to, or advice, if you call that, for women to in entrepreneurship.
To grow their business,
Yes.
to grow your business, so it depends on what it is, right? So if you're selling, like let's say if you're selling a product, you're selling one product, it is to the first thing I would do actually to grow your business. First of all, whatever customers you have, ask them for feedback.
Nice.
Ask
Good
them,
one.
I provide a service, I provide this product, what is your feedback? And they'll tell you, I like your product, but I wish it had this too. Or I like your service, but I wish you, spend 20 minutes or 15 more minutes talking to me about this. And add that into your next level of business that you're doing with the next person. And that's how you level up, so that's how you can grow your business, because now you have that feedback and you incorporate that feedback back into your business. And now others that come to you, newer customers, or the same customer comes back and says, wow, I love that you're using my feedback to grow. That's exactly what you do. Yeah.
Wow, that's like just right. I think this is really like simple yet powerful tip for entrepreneurs to grow themselves. And as a woman, with so much of years of experience, and you are from, from India, settled in US for this long a time. And what do you feel women need to embrace as a character in life?
I think the best thing that you can embrace is being honest to yourself. I think you have to be honest to yourself. It's and honesty is not where, don't over say no if you need to say no. Step back from something, walk away from things. That's the thing. That's, just be honest with yourself. Don't over overdo it in any part of your life.
Wow, that's fantastic. Thank you so much. That's kind of like you nailed it with that one. So I'm just going to post it out just to be honest with yourself, and it's okay to say no. That's what you're
Yeah.
telling us. Thank you. Thank you so much for all the amazing insights you gave. And we're really wishing you all the best in your work. We look forward to seeing collaborations or some level of, next level of conversation that we can have to do to work with you and see what else is possible for humanity with you.
Yeah, definitely. I can't wait.
Yes. Thank you so much for your time. And thank you, everyone, for watching this session. And we're going to meet up with more women, just like Madam Sameena and many more of you out there who are making a shift to the world, as we say, a dent in the universe, so that we can inspire more people to be more than who they are right now. Thank you and have a blessed day. Thank you once again, Madam Sameena.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.